Okay, good morning, everybody. Hey, it's Jeff Goldberg, the Sales Confidence Architect, and I want to talk to you today about how to sell without being sleazy, how to sell with more confidence, because I find a lot of people um, they need to sell, but they aren't very good at it. They want to enroll more clients, but they just don't know how, and they find that in order to serve more people, they need to know how to sell. So I want to talk a little bit today about how do you get more confidence and why don't you have confidence when you're selling? Uh, who am I? If you don't know me already, I've done this webinar a couple of times in the last few weeks, and I think this will be the last one. But I'm a sales coach and trainer with 50 years of experience in sales, sales management, sales training, and sales coaching. I've spoken in front of, trained, and worked with tens of thousands of salespeople all over the world. Um, Fortunately, I love my job. I love dealing with people. And I'm now focusing on what I call non-traditional sellers or accidental sellers. And I'm helping that type of person um, enroll more clients without feeling salesy or without being sleazy in a natural, organic way that has 100% integrity. So, an accidental seller, I don't know if I coined that phrase or not, but an accidental seller is primarily a coach. Could be a consultant, it could be a solopreneur, it could be anybody running a small business, but typically an accidental seller is somebody who did not go into sales on purpose. Like I went into sales by accident, but I'm a professional seller. I've been in sales for 50 years. I've sold all kinds of different things, including selling my own services. But an accidental seller, like a coach, doesn't go into business to be a salesperson. If you're, for example, I don't know, a business coach, well, that means you're good at helping people run their business, improve their business, be more effective, be more efficient. But you didn't become a business coach just because you've got experience and you wanted to be a salesperson. Became a business coach because you wanted to help people improve their businesses and get paid for doing so. Or if you're a weight loss coach, if you're committed to helping people lose weight so that they look better, feel better, are more healthy, live longer, all the things that weight loss does, you didn't become a weight loss coach to sell. You became a weight loss coach because you want to serve more people. But here's the problem. You can't serve if you can't sell. If you can't have conversations with people that end up with them choosing to do business with you, you're going to starve and you're not going to be able to serve in the way you want to. So what we need to do is understand that selling is essential no matter what business you're in. I know you might not have gone into business to be a salesperson, but you still have to be one. And for the rest of this conversation, I'm going to use the word salesperson and accidental seller, but I certainly don't mean it as an insult. I don't mean it the way that you might look at salespeople, like you think salespeople are pushy or aggressive or sleazy. You don't have to be any of those things to be a successful salesperson and enroll more clients. So where does actual sales confidence come from? Well, there are really three things. The first one is knowing what to do. You see, most accidental sellers, and this is not a knock on them, it's just that they never learned, they're winging it. They're having conversations with people, trying to sell them, trying to enroll them, trying to get them to choose to become their customer, but they don't have a methodology. They don't have a step-by-step process that will take them from hello to yes, I want to be your customer, or hello to no, I don't want to be your customer. But they are kind of making it up as they go along. If you ask them, do you have a sales process? They tell you no, even though they really do, because they're doing pretty much the same thing every time. But there's no real thought behind it. There's no straight line from hello to close that with steps along the way that helps them enroll people. So the first reason that people don't have sales confidence is they just don't know what to do. The second thing is they don't know what to say. And that can be very intimidating. People come to me all the time with, hey, Jeff, teach me the magic words. Teach me the magic words that close deals. Well, here's the thing. There are no magic words, but there are certain things that you can say and certain ways to say them that help people become your customer. Instead of turning people off, you're turning people on. You're inviting them in. And the third reason that most accidental sellers don't have sales confidence is they just don't know how to close. And closing is actually the natural outcome of the sales process done right. Closing is just asking a question, the answer to which is either, yes, I want to do business with you, or no, I don't want to do business with you. And accidental sellers especially, they have a hard time discussing or asking for money and asking for people to do business with them because they don't want to be seen as being salesy. They don't want to be seen as sleazy or pushy or aggressive. And I'm here to tell you, you don't need to do any of those things to be great in sales. You just need to know what to do, in what way, what to say, and how to close. So it's actually pretty simple. One of the things I like to say all the time is that you don't need to be a rocket scientist to be successful in sales. And I like to say that because A, you don't need to be a rocket scientist. And B, my oldest daughter is a rocket scientist. My oldest daughter, Avery, literally is an aerospace engineer. So she's literally a rocket scientist. And I'm here to tell you, you do not have to be as smart as my Avery, who is really, really smart, to be successful in sales. In fact, if you did have to be as smart as Avery, I couldn't be as successful as I've been in sales because I'm not the genius she is. So the truth is, if you've got the methodology, here's the process to follow step by step, and you know what questions to ask and how to ask them and in what order, and you know how to ask for business, you can actually sell. That's where sales confidence comes from. Why does selling feel hard? Well, because we don't want to be seen as pushy or sleazy. We're inconsistent in our follow-up, and most studies will show you that most deals are closed after the 6th or 7th follow-up minimum. We're vague at best when we're discussing our price because we're very hesitant about it. And I've actually sat on sales calls where I'm being sold something and I'm listening to the seller or sellers and they're doing a great job and they fall apart at the end when it comes time to talk about money. I actually had a conversation with two guys from New Zealand one time and I was very interested in the product they were offering me. It was a marketing thing. And when I'm listening to a sales presentation, when somebody's trying to sell me something, I'm listening with two different sides of my brain. One is I'm listening to every word they say because I want to figure out, do I want to buy this or not? The other one is I'm evaluating their sales skills. And these two guys did a great job all the way through. The right side of my brain kept saying, wow, these guys are doing a great job. I'm really impressed with their sales process. But when it came time to give me their price all the way at the end, they've told me everything about what they have to offer, and it's about time to tell me their price. I could see their faces got a little nervous. And one of the guys actually said, now I know this is a lot of money, but, and then he gave me the number. And I couldn't resist offering coaching. I said, I hope you don't mind unsolicited advice, but you were great up until now, but you blew it at the end because you're clearly not confident in your pricing. Just the fact that you said to me, I know this is a lot of money, automatically puts in my mind that's a lot of money, which is a stupid thing to do. So a lot of people find it hard to sell because they're very vague about their pricing and they don't have the confidence to say the investment is just X, whatever it is. They're afraid of rejection. And one of the things you have to learn in sales is that rejection is part of the deal. Nobody closes everybody. And anybody who tells me they do, and people tell me all the time they close everybody. Well, my answer is if you're closing everybody, I should take your class. You don't need my class because I don't close everybody and I'm really good at selling. So people are afraid of that rejection, which makes it hard. And the other reason that people think selling is hard is because they've got what I call head trash. There's stuff inside their brain that's talking to them. The little voice that's talking to you all the time, mostly telling you you're not good enough or you're too fat or you're stupid or you're broke or, that little voice is often telling us negative stuff. Well, we've got head trash that little voice is telling us too, that sounds right, but isn't true. It sounds reasonable, but it just isn't true. And that gets in the way of selling being easy. Like selling has to be hard. Like you have to convince or persuade or talk people into things. I'm here to tell you right now, none of those things apply. And that's what most sales trainers will teach you, by the way, that your job is to convince, persuade, and talk people into things. When I share my programs, I go against what 99% of sales trainers will teach you. So I'm here to tell you, you don't need to convince anybody of anything. You don't need to persuade anybody of anything. And you don't need to talk anybody into anything. Jeffrey Gitomer, a very famous sales trainer, says people love to buy, but they hate to be sold. And that's because people have a crappy way of selling. So selling does not have to be hard. Sales confidence, really, it comes from being authentic, being really you. For those of you who don't know the guy's picture, that's Tony Robbins. He's a famous motivational speaker. I'm a big fan. And Tony says, knowing what to say and knowing what to do and how to move people gracefully and with ease toward making a decision to do business with you is called authenticity in action. And sales confidence comes from being authentic. I'm here to tell you, you do not need to be some phony business person, salesperson when you're selling, whether you're a professional salesperson or an accidental salesperson, because people do business with people. They don't do business with robots yet. That's why I don't think AI is going to put salespeople out of business anytime soon. Maybe someday, but it ain't happening soon, because we still need that human connection. People buy from people that they like and trust. I've been selling for 50 years. And if there's one thing that has not changed over that time, it's that unless they have no other choice, people still do business with people that they both like and trust. And of the two, by the way, trust is more important. So when you're truly confident, when you know what to say, when you know what to do, it has kind of a magnetic effect on the other person. They're attracted to you. Your ideal client is attracted to you, and you don't have to chase, and you don't have to convince, and you don't have to feel pushy. This is the actual 7-step process that I teach people, which is first to establish rapport, because if people do business with people that they like and trust, then we first have to invest some time in establishing rapport. Then, because the key to selling is actually asking questions, we have to gain the right to ask questions. We do that by delivering our brief commercial. Then we ask a bunch of questions, all designed to tell us what makes sense to the person that we're trying to sell regarding what we have to offer them. We then verify the answers to make sure that what we think we heard is what we really heard. And then and only then is it time to present our plan, our offer, what we're going to do for them. And that has to be based on 4 different elements. We have to make sure that we use enthusiasm. We have to talk about the features, but we're going to tie them to their corresponding benefits. And we're going to tell a verbal reference story, which helps people get past the way the brain works when we're making the buying decision. Because the way the brain works when we're making a buying decision is it automatically thinks of the negative stuff first. When we're evaluating whether to buy something or not, the brain, and by the way, this is not good or bad, and it's not right or wrong. It's just the way the brain works. Your brain, my brain, everybody's brain. It's wired up to protect us from making bad decisions. So it automatically thinks of everything that could go wrong first. What if I hire Jeff Goldberg and my sales don't increase? What if I sign up for the Sales Confidence Lab and I don't have more confidence and more sales at the end? What if? So we present using 4 elements, including a verbal reference story. Then it's time to negotiate if necessary. I don't negotiate, but I teach people how to do it. And then, of course, it's time to ask for the business. So that's the conversational sales process that we use to give salespeople, accidental and professional, more sales confidence. When you know the steps of the sale and how to implement each one of them and what to say and what to do at what time, you naturally have more confidence. And that's why I have what's called the Sales Confidence Lab. It's a program I invented this year to help the accidental seller or the non-traditional salesperson enroll more clients naturally without being sleazy. So it's a 12-week live program delivered via Zoom, and it's designed specifically mostly for coaches. We've had consultants in the first one. We had a couple of solopreneurs. Excuse me. We even had a couple professional sales people in there, one who'd been in sales for 40 years and one who'd been in sales for 30 years because they felt they might get something out of it. And it turned out they did. In fact, I only ran this program one time, a 12-week program once so far. We ended the first program about 3 weeks ago. And I'm a very confident guy. I'm confident in my abilities. I'm confident in what I offer. But this program blew me away because both the results that people got and the testimonials they gave me completely exceeded even my expectations of what I was going to be able to deliver in this program. So in the program, we do step-by-step training on both the mindset and the skill sets of selling. So we help get rid of the head trash so that you can start seeing it as selling as serving, which is what it's all about. It's how do I take care of people in a way that makes them want to pay me? So we go through the mindset transformation and the step-by-step training for here's what you do and here's how you do it. The other thing that made that first round so incredibly successful is accountability and practice, which we put into each session. And the accountability is everybody in the program gets an accountability partner that they check in with once a week to make sure that they're on track, to make sure they're doing the homework, to make sure they're rehearsing with each other. Accountability is what helps us keep our word. And while we shouldn't need something to keep our word, most of us do, because most of us, when we give our word to somebody else, we'll work very, very hard to keep it. But if we just make a promise to ourselves, we usually don't work as hard. So having an accountability partner during this program and afterwards, if you like, is something that made the Sales Confidence Lab a huge success. And then the other thing was, and you may not like hearing this, by the way, is we role played in many of the sessions. Now, when I talk to professional salespeople about role playing, they're groaning. I can, if I tell a room of professional salespeople, okay, now we're going to role play, you can literally hear everybody go, oh, they're just groaning, because they know that their professional salespeople, partners and associates are going to tease them and make fun for every mistake they get, every mistake they make. Well, in the Sales Confidence Lab, there's none of that, because everybody's an accidental seller or somebody who's there learning how to sell with confidence. So there's no teasing. It's a very safe, a very non-judgmental environment where the whole goal is, how do we get you the skills and the practice to give you the confidence you need to enroll more clients. The last thing that's in the Sales Confidence Lab is the Sales Confidence Lab community, which is an online community where we record every session. All the live sessions are recorded and all the recordings go into the community. You also have access to all the other members of the community, past and present, where you can have conversations, ask questions, get advice. It's a way of helping you sell in a way that honors who you are in an authentic way and serves your clients, your prospects and your clients in the same exact way. This is Nikki. Nikki's fantastic. She's a mindset coach. She helps people get rid of self-doubt and turn it into confidence and clarity. She's an NLP practitioner, and she's amazing. And before the lab, Nikki had told me that she had kind of avoided sales calls whenever possible. She was using networking meetings as sales calls. She felt salesy and inauthentic during conversations. And if you knew Nikki, you'd know she's anything but inauthentic. She's a very natural, real person. And she was struggling to fill her coaching client consistently. Now, normally I wait for the end of a program to get testimonials, but after just 3 weeks, Nikki wrote to me and said, I'm loving the Sales Confidence Lab. It's only week 3, and I'm already better equipped to have quality, purposeful conversations. My perspective has also changed, and I feel a lot more positive about sales. And then she complimented me. She said, Jeff really does make it feel easy and natural. And I do, because that's the way I sell. Even though I've been doing this for 50 years, I sell in a very natural, easy, and authentic way. This is Hai, who's the CEO of a custom software company called Intersoft Associates. He helps people with processes and systems to improve their the speed and efficiency of their team to get more done. Well, before he took the lab, for Hai, sales calls were often kind of rambling presentations, because Hai's not a salesperson. He's brilliant at what he does. He understands software inside out, but often those people are not great at interaction with humans. Now, Hai actually is a very friendly, wonderful person, but his sales calls kind of seemed like they were just rambling conversations. And he felt salesy and inauthentic during those conversations. And he told me his closing ratio just wasn't where he wanted and needed it to be. Well, after just 4 weeks in the lab, so he was 1 week behind Nikki, he wrote to me and said, he actually posted this online. He didn't write to me. He posted this on LinkedIn and said, I have to tell you about a great new sales course. It's called the Sales Confidence Lab, and it's run by Jeff Goldberg, an amazing sales trainer and coach. I'm in the middle of the course. He was actually just past the first third. I'm in the middle of the course, and based on what I learned in just the first 4 sessions, I've already unghosted a client that had been delaying moving forward, and have closed another prospect with a simple conversation. If you need help in this area, this is a great course given by an amazing teacher, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, that's what 2 of the members of the last Sales Confidence Lab had to say. So this is the actual agenda in case you're interested. In week 1, it's all about mindset. We're going to take out the head trash and give you the right mindset so that you can move forward with confidence when you're selling. And of course, in the first session, we also assign everybody accountability partners so that you've got somebody to work with all the way through. In week 2, we talk about building genuine rapport, how to ask the right questions, what they are. And I teach a program called Stream of Consciousness Brainstorming, which is for solving problems and coming up with ideas. It's brilliant. You'll love it. In week 3, we talk about the difference between features and benefits and how to develop your personal brief commercial. And everybody in the program gets to send me directly their brief commercial, and they get one-on-one feedback right from me on your brief commercial. In the fourth week, we talk about presenting, closing, and how to ask for money properly. In week 5, pre-meeting planning. How do you plan before the meeting? And what do you do in follow-up? And people love this one. It's how do I stop getting ghosted? I teach a very simple, straightforward method for how to stop getting ghosted and for how to re-engage prospects when you do get ghosted. In week 6, we talk all about AI in sales, how to use various things in AI to improve your sales. In week 7, we talk about the essentials of networking and taking all the previous steps and putting them together. We put together in order. And so we practice that. In week 8, we talk about active listening skills, which is one of the 3 keys to being great in sales. Asking great questions, active listening, and telling great stories. And we also talk about the confirmation or verification step. In week 9, we cover negotiating. Week 10, we actually don't have a meeting because everybody in week 10 gets a one-on-one with me where you get to role play with me and get coaching from me. And then in the last 2 weeks, we talk all about prospecting, how to network effectively, which we talked about in week 7, but we do a refresher on that, how to use email, direct mail, how to get referrals, how to cold call, how to use LinkedIn effectively, all designed to get you more conversation so that you can have confidence and sell those people. So why does this program work for non-sales people? You can see if you're watching this that I love AI, and this is a picture of me and my dog as superheroes. That's Duke, the super sales pug. Well, this works because I'm going to teach you things that are the opposite of what you've been taught. What you've been taught about sales is not really what works. So I'm going to teach you the exact opposite, and it's all going to be comfortable. There's no pushy tactics. There's nothing manipulative. There's nothing to convince people. It's all about having great conversations. So this is specifically designed for people who don't like traditional sales scripts, don't want manipulative techniques. It's about learning how to sell in a way that actually feels right to you. And it's about having genuine conversations, authentic, real conversations, not memorized pitches. This is not about the Wolf of Wall Street type stuff or boiler room type stuff. And we're practicing it. It's not just theory. You build real confidence because we actually practice it immediately and you get immediate feedback. So it's not just watching videos or reading books or sitting in a seminar room. We actually implement immediately. So if you're ready and you're interested in getting more information, on the next page, I'm going to give you a website you can go to, or a landing page you can go to. And actually, I'll just show you right now. There's the URL you can go to check out for more information, or you can use this QR code. That'll take you to the same page. It should answer most of your questions. It also has a place where you can register if you're interested. And if you are going to register, you can see right here, you can get $50 off by using coupon code Duke. That's DUKE 50, Duke 50. That'll take $50 off. Something else I like to point out is I'm so confident that this is going to be amazing for you. I'm so confident that this is going to be great for you. I'm so confident this is going to give you exactly what you need to enroll more clients that I offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if any time during the first 30 days you say, you know what, Jeff, this isn't what I expected. It's not right. It's not for me. I don't care what the reason is. Whatever reason is in your mind that you don't think it's working for you, you send me an email at jeff@salesconfidencelab.com and say, Jeff, it ain't working. I want my money back. I'll send you your money back. I'm not looking to have anybody in this program that's not absolutely positively thrilled and that they're getting amazing value. So that's how you get more sales confidence, and that's about the Sales Confidence Lab. If anybody has any questions, you're certainly welcome to reach out to me at jeff@salesconfidencelab.com. That's jeff@salesconfidencelab.com. And with that, I would be happy to either answer your question, or if you'd like, we can hop on a very quick 10, 15-minute Zoom meeting, and I'll answer your questions that way. And I hope to see you in the Sales Confidence Lab, which is going to start January 6th. And it'll be every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern for 12 weeks in a row. And with that, I'll wish everybody, at least in America, who's listening to this, a very, very happy, healthy, and wonderful Thanksgiving. And again, if I can be of help, it's Jeff at Sales Confidence Lab. Thanks. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Make sales happen.